Alright, in the top playing as Mercia, we have Stargen up against RPG Master 999, aka Derrick999, playing Rhomb in the blue. So, how do you feel about this matchup?
Uh, well, they're two like. I mean, I'm still not sure like how exactly you're supposed to play Rom because I feel like you just play him normally until you have groove, and then you just look for the opportunity to use it. Because it's not like a groove that really relies on your army or whatever. So Mercia is definitely the more complex of the two. Uh, I would say Rhomb is also definitely easier to pilot.
Yeah, you can definitely, I think you can be more aggressive with Rhomb, especially once you have groove.
Yeah, I mean basically, I mean Mercia, you have to like present bad decisions to your opponent, and that's like you have to be pretty confident you can do it because you also have to be aggressive while doing so. Whereas ROM, you can kind of just go in and the groove will do the work for you because you know you'll be tanky. But I will say if you're just like going in and killing one unit with ROM groove, then it's probably not a lot of value. So usually what you'll want to do is have ROM go in and kill a unit and also like do a tactical play using that at the same time, which does doesn't always happen. So you have to be on the lookout and you have to be ready to take advantage of any opportunity, I guess. So like Mercia basically works to for her value herself. Like she has to create the situation where she gets value, and Rom is more of a you're on the lookout for that one moment where you're gonna have that breakout, I guess, that single impactful moment. Uh,
Okay, ooh, so citing the sword. So, we've seen some interesting things this game so far. Um,
yep.
st-
Actually, suiciding into the tower is for groove reasons. You wanna, I mean, not that the sword could really do anything else, but if you suicide into a building, the opponent doesn't get any groove from it.
yeah.
So like if you want to suicide a unit, you want to do it into a building usually.
We see Sergeant build a thief out of the top right, so they did yoink their opponent's hideout. Cost them the sword in the end, but on the flip side, we're now seeing this thief able to put in some work, get a capture. There was a sword kind of, I guess, like almost overextending over on the right hand side where it was doing a bunch of work, but RPG Master.
Interestingly enough, like the knight chose to not attack the other knight. I guess that's because there's a knight crit lined up onto it. Hmm. Yeah, I mean so far, Rom has a more like has the more aggressive army with a dragon and a bunch of knights, whereas Stargen's Mercia has a more bulky army with the pikes and the archer. The air troopers also. I think maybe Mercia is probably the best commander. Like, I mean, the one who makes the best use out of air troopers because air troopers tends to take a lot of damage when they go in, even against like their preferred targets. So you're gonna have a bunch of uh, value to heal on your air troopers if you're doing that. And looks like the fighting has begun.
Yeah, there's a
And
lot of damage coming out here from Derrick.
yep, Harpy not gonna be punished. Usually you don't want to leave any units in range of air without mage coverage. Uh, and interestingly enough, Rhomb did not groove this turn.
Yeah, I mean, he's very close to tier 2, actually.
Yeah, I guess wants to save for tier 2 now. But, let's see. Oh, the air trooper actually suicides into the mage so that Mercia can finish it off. Oh, doesn't actually finish off.
No, but I think the idea there was wants to get the witch up here, and actually builds a second witch. And Stargen...
Yeah, I mean, mages do a lot of damage to air units, so any like HP you take off a mage that's about to hit an air unit is a lot of value on that air unit.
Yeah.
But looks like Derrick isn't looking to go for the witch specifically right now. And
Well,
here we go, that's the tier 2. Derrick has fought quite a lot.
oh, I thought he was actually going to hit the witch with Rhomb, but no, just goes in, kills a mage.
Yeah, protects the dragon too.
Oh, very true. And yeah, this is looking
Yeah,
very one-sided right
Barrett
here.
also made a very good job of finishing off the units, except like that one air trooper. Most units were just killed off outright. And I mean, Stargen has 2 witches, which are like they are good late game, but they're not very bulky. Like with air units in general, can kind of tend to get one shot. So like the Mercia is not gonna get a lot of healing value from it. And I mean Mercia hasn't really gotten any value yet. And Mercia is really on the back foot so far. We'll see how if Derrick keeps pushing this attack.
Part of me, I wonder if this is like dog suicide is on the table. I think there's 2 swords as well.
Are we seeing the backfire of Witch Hex? Where like you Witch Hex and then there's a bunch of suicides into your commander?
Yeah. I think there's just, yeah, there's a little bit too much here. Swords come in as well. And there's dragon nearby, knight nearby as well.
Yeah, the dragon can probably hit from the top tile, so there's 3 sides open for Mercia.
Yeah.
And yeah, not a lot of HP left to be dealt. I think the Harpy is the most damaging thing left, but sword's probably gonna be enough.
Yep. Barely enough, but
exact
does it?
damage with the sword, yeah.
Yeah. That is unfortunate. But
yeah, I mean, Derrick, went in and had a very strong attack, kind of snowballed the whole fight out of it.
yep. And I guess you would have to look back at like the income graph throughout the game, but there was a bunch of units here from Stargen that just weren't very good for combat, and Derrick just had double knight and dragon and like a bunch of other stuff to go with
the
that.
2 witches didn't really do much. They there is a dragon on the opponent's side, but they also have mages. So
Yeah, I mean, I think
one witch is fine to keep the dragon in check, but the second one doesn't really help you that much in the actual fight.
yeah, I mean, I think the main thing there that kind of went wrong for Stargen, they built a thief to go for the capture on that village, and sure, that makes sense. Like you've got this really easy target to steal from. But Derrick already had their army by that point. They already had the knights, they already had the dragon built. So the thief steal didn't prevent Derrick from doing anything. Whereas when you build the thief, that's a tempo loss for yourself as far as army production goes. And Stargen already had a wagon, which is like a non-combat unit. So they'd invested into this wagon, they'd invested into that thief. And there was a sword in the bottom left that got killed without doing any damage to any units. So that's another unit you lose, essentially. So Derrick just had a bigger army with a bigger investment in the right units, whereas Stargen just had a bunch of pikes, really.
I mean, Stargen went for more mid to late game army composition, and Derrick like attacked too early for it to be ready.
Yeah.
That's basically how it goes.
Yep. And the map is not quite. I mean, you could actually play a bit more defensively. Like Stargen could have ceded some ground, for a little bit just to be defensive, but they played into the fight and they lost a bunch of units. So, and Mercia didn't groove the whole game.
Yeah, that's also good on Derrick to finish off every unit he's attacking.
Yeah, and attack at a point where like Mercia doesn't have that army mass around her. So, yeah. Anyway, well played. Derrick takes the game.